Hey, this is Josh. Welcome to Brick Soup, where creativity starts unsorted. Today's rules are no instructions, completely unsorted Lego, have fun, be creative, and finally, the challenge for today, it comes from my son, who challenged me to create some kind of vehicle out of the mix of Lego we're about to see. Let's stir the ingredients and see what happens. As we know, today's challenge is to build a vehicle of some kind, and I'm gonna see what we can start with as a base here. Let's get building. What I like to do first is move this to the side, and then as I find pieces that I think I might use, what I try to do is kind of set them aside and then keep digging and let my brain kind of form a plan as I'm trying to build. Found a really interesting looking kind of fire piece here. Not sure what this is from, but we'll see if that becomes a part of this or not. I think this is from another 4+ Lego set that we've had in the past. These might actually go together pretty well, so I might play around with seeing where these go. Look, another Nerf dart. Sometimes you gotta take old pieces apart to get the pieces you want and maybe try to use. As you can see, this is kind of a mix of just a bunch of random pieces. I have yet to really formulate where I'm gonna go with this yet. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a plane or some kind of drivable vehicle on the ground. As I continue to dig through the soup and stir the ingredients around, I may formulate that plan a little bit better. But for now, I'm grabbing pieces that I think are exciting and might be used, like this fire piece. I may find a spot for this because I think this is pretty neat. Let's get stirring some more. Another army man. I really don't know how these end up in the Lego bucket, but somehow they always do. I'm gonna set this guy right here as we finish this build. This is where I'm gonna go searching for another piece similar to this, or maybe a slightly different size here, so I can kind of go along the edges here of this and kind of make these wings look a little bit, stretch out just a little bit further here. Right away I found it. Again, from the graveyard, gotta take this piece apart to get these pieces, so here we go. It's already coming together. It's looking like it might be a plane at this point, some kind of jet maybe. I'm gonna keep building and see where it goes. Ended up finding a little Lego droid here, so maybe I'll find a spot for him to land and kind of make this a Star Wars ship maybe. I'm gonna set him here and see what happens. I'm digging into the real fine stuff here, seeing if there's any inspiration at the bottom. Guess what? Nerf dart. All right, here's one piece I was really looking for. I don't know if you can see that here or not. I think I'm going to include this in the cockpit of the vehicle that appears to be turning out to some kind of rocket ship or jet or some kind. That piece went flying. It's completely off camera. I'm just going to let it go and move forward. Found another lever, but this one's yellow, so I'm gonna keep this. It's pretty cool. I like that color better than the gray. That's cool. Again, I was looking for white. I would hope to have white, just kind of make it consistent, but again, different color, but the piece I needed. So we're gonna move forward with that. As we know, every soup turns out a little bit differently. You gotta use the ingredients on hand, and that's just the way it goes. I think I'm gonna have to pivot here pretty soon because it's getting harder to find the exact pieces I need, which is okay. I may end up needing to use other colors or go a completely different direction, which is fine. So I got lucky. I ended up finding these really cool pieces here that have these little flames on them, these red pieces. I think this is really gonna add a cool look and give us a little bit more texture with the build. Almost there. I need a couple tiny pieces to really get these to attach here on the front, which I think is gonna really make it look pretty cool looking like that. But I'm gonna have to go digging pretty deep, so here we go. This bucket's a little bit bigger and a little bit deeper than my other one that I had in a previous video. And so it's taking me a little bit longer to kind of sift through what's in here, especially with extra things like, for whatever reason, this string is in here. I think what I need to do next is actually make this even right here with the top of this so that we can start to build a way to put our droid friend in, and maybe a way for us to include a minifigure in here, and then some kind of cockpit for the pilot. All right, and as with any good Lego vehicle, it needs a good driver. And in this bin of unsorted Legos, I'm gonna find all kinds of pieces of minifigures. This one in particular, he's got blue coveralls, and he has a, I guess this is some kind of Star Wars helmet on here, a clone helmet. My boys would know, and I'm gonna get in trouble because I don't know this, I'm sure. And then we have some gray pants I'm gonna throw on him. Okay, so he's not quite fitting because it's a little bit tall. So I'm gonna have to add something inside of here so he can sit up just a little bit so he can fit inside here well. Let's see if adding this little piece here is a good way to add a little height to him so he can sit inside. All right, that's just right. So he's in there now, got the droid spot going, and I'm gonna keep going to see if I can put a little cockpit top on here, see if I can attach that and finish out the rest of this build. I'm really trying to figure out how to get this attached. I think I'm almost there. I don't want to cover this up, but I may have to go a little bit higher. I don't know, I'm almost there, I think. This is perfect. I couldn't find what I was looking for. I had to pivot. I decided to go back to the graveyard here and take these two pieces off here that I think are going to work just perfect to get this attached. I think we need one more piece underneath it just to raise it a hair so that it goes all the way down over top of our Lego guy here. Let's go back to the graveyard and see if there's anything here we can use. Yeah, there is. Okay, I'm gonna take this piece off, and I think it should do the trick for us. It's coming together. I think we're almost done here. I'm gonna try and finish off this back piece and see if we can finish off this really neat looking jet. Trying to figure out what I want to do to finish off the back of this thing. Sometimes the plan doesn't always work, and so I'm gonna kind of take some of this pieces off. Thought I liked it, but then I was covering up this cool police sign on the back. Oh, we're all falling apart here. It's okay, we can get it back together real easy. Sometimes you gotta know when to call the soup done. And I am calling the soup done right now. The final piece I wanna add though is this really neat fire piece we found at the beginning. I added some studs on the outside on the back here, and I am going to throw that on the back and watch it go. Look at that, I think that looks amazing. Thank you for building with me, and I look forward to building with you again. Remember, every soup turns out different, and that's okay. Have fun, enjoy it, I'll see you next time. And like and subscribe, and I hope you see, whoa, no.